Former President George H.W. Bush has passed away at 94 years old. The family's spokesperson released a statement on Friday saying the 41st president passed away Friday night in Houston, Texas. George Herbert Walker Bush was a World War II aviator and a Texas oil pioneer before entering politics. He's survived by his 5 children and their spouses, 17 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren, and 2 siblings. His death follows that of his wife of 73 years, Barbara, who passed away April 17th. Now, in an interview back in 2012, President H.W. Bush was asked about the prospect of an afterlife and how he viewed the later stages of his life.
I do think that you go to heaven, there is a heaven, and I don't fear it, though. When I was a little guy, I'd fear death. I'd worried about it, be scared. Not anymore.
A funeral service will be held in Houston, Texas, before he is laid to rest in College Station, home of his presidential library. One America's Eddie McCoven has more on the life and legacy of the 41st president.
And we are going to lift this nation out of hard times inch by inch and day by day. And those who would stop us had better step aside, because I look at hard times and I make this vow: this will not stand.
After a long life of service to his country, America's 41st president has passed away. George Herbert Walker Bush had a long career of public service, which began when the Massachusetts native enlisted in the U.S. Navy at age 18. He fought in World War II, rising to the rank of lieutenant, and was awarded 3 medals, including the Presidential Unit Citation. Just weeks after his return from the war, he married Barbara Pierce and then enrolled at Yale, studying economics. After graduation, Bush moved the family to Texas and built a successful career in the oil industry. He and Barbara would have 6 children, including former President George W. Bush and former Florida Governor Jeb Bush. He began his career in politics in 1967 when he was elected by his fellow Texans to the House of Representatives. He then went on to serve as the ambassador to the United Nations under President Nixon, then as special envoy to China, and later as the head of the CIA under President Ford, then as vice president under President Reagan, before being elected president in 1988.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
In 1990, he was named Time Magazine's Man of the Year, and in 1993 received an honorary knighthood from Queen Elizabeth II. Bush is the recipient of at least 14 honorary doctoral degrees and spoke at numerous commencement ceremonies.
We need a good society, built upon the deeds of the many, a society that promotes service, selflessness, action. The good society poses a challenge. It dares you to explore the full promise of citizenship, to join in partnership with family, friends, government, to make our world better.
After his time in politics, Bush served on the boards of nonprofit organizations, made diplomatic trips to the Middle East and Asia, and made several visits back to Capitol Hill and the White House. He and his wife Barbara were married for 73 years, the longest of any presidential couple in U.S. history. President Bush passed away at the age of 94. Eddie McCoven, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.